But yeah, we're 2 hours into this project. Okay, so our garage here has been a mess for the last who knows how long. And last weekend, I came in here with the goal of what you got there, Carver?
It's a helicopter leaf.
A helicopter leaf. Last week I came in here in the garage to paint some bunk beds for the kids, and to my dismay, the garage was too messy for me to actually get around and move things. So instead of spending Saturday painting bunk beds, I ended up spending Saturday trying to clean up the garage a little bit. So part of that process, mounted a magnetic strip here and some cup hooks here, and I just basically threw the tools up there. They're not at all organized, but at least they're off the workbench. But in the process of cleaning up and the workbench, I saw how much dust and sawdust and everything was laying around, and thought I really need a shop vac, but really don't want to spend a bunch of money buying new tools right now. And on my way home from work today, I saw signs for a neighborhood garage sale and drove through, and at the very last house they were putting their stuff away, and got lucky, and they sold me 2 shop vacs here, a little one and a big one, for $10. So we will, but I'm curious to see if they actually work. So I'm going to plug them in here and test them out.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Phone.
Excuse you.
I said excuse you, Mr. Phone. Josh.
You're silly. Okay. So I don't know, there's a couple hoses here that came with it. I'm guessing this hose goes to the big one up front here, maybe. It's been a while since I've used a shop vac. I already took it apart. It doesn't appear to have a filter. So I am guessing that it's probably going to be blowing a lot of dust. I did empty it though, so hopefully that'll help a little bit.
Hey Mom, I want the phone to see me do the spinner leaf.
Well, Daddy's working on testing the vacuum right now.
Oh yeah.
So, are you ready, Carver? Think it'll work?
Mm-hmm.
It works. Okay, so I wouldn't say overall that's the most powerful suction in the world that I've ever felt, but it definitely sucks. Let's try this little one. Now this little one, I have not taken the lid off yet. Now I was kind of surprised, even without a filter on here, it didn't really blow that much dirt back at me, so that's nice. This one here, it feels heavy. I don't know if it's because it has...
Josh, do you think the little one's gonna work?
I don't know. What do you think?
Yes.
You think it will?
Mm-hmm.
So this one is pretty much empty on the inside. No filter on that one either. Shall we give it a try, Carver?
Yeah. That's for that.
Go on there like that, maybe?
I don't think it is.
Oh, look, here's an opening right here.
Yeah.
I bet you that goes in there like that. There we go.
And
You ready, Carver?
yeah.
Think it'll work?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like they definitely both work. I think this little one actually sucks just as good, or maybe even better than the big one does. It blows all the air back out of here, though, so when I pointed it at the ground, it actually blew all the stuff away faster than I could suck it in with a hose, which is kind of funny. But, so I guess you'd have to point it up, maybe, like that, so it blows it in the air. I didn't see any debris coming out of it, but it's the way the light is in here right now, I probably wouldn't be able to see if there's any fine particulates being put out, but they're shop vacs, so right, you don't use them for in the house. So they work. Great garage sale deal. Now all I gotta do is find a place to store them. So a few weeks ago, my brother moved to a different house, and he had a set of bunk beds that he was not going to need anymore, and so he kindly gave them to us, and they were all black, and they were very nice, but I decided to go ahead and make a fun project. What was supposed to be a fun project out of it, and paint. We're gonna paint the top bunk bed pink and the bottom bunk bed green, tractor green, hopefully. And I've already got the greens bottom set painted, and I painted this first coat of pink on here 3 or 4 days ago. The paint said not to come on with another coat until 48 hours since I wasn't able to get it finished the first night. So here I'm back. I'm hopefully going to finish painting the pink set tonight, and then tomorrow we will be able to put them together that way. And I got just a thin sheet of plywood that I want to add to the top bed, so that way when you're looking up from the bottom bed, all you'll see is a nice sheet of plywood instead of the mattress. I want to stain the bottom of that so that it contrasts nicely with the green of the slats. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to get a lot of that done here in the next hour or so, but it's getting late, so I better hop to it. Now with this pink, it's going on really nice with this white sideboards. Now these sideboards actually were not the same as, they went to a different bed. Normally, you know, the bottom bunk doesn't have sideboards, but since we're going to be moving our 2.5-year-old daughter, I thought it might be nice to have some sideboards to keep her from falling off. Even though it's, you know, a 2-foot drop, it'd still be a scream in the middle of the night that we prefer not to have to deal with. So I'm going to see if I can make these sideboards work, but they are white, and this pink paint's really going on nicely with really just one coat, but I had some touch-up work to do, so that's why we're sticking the second coat on. And it looks like I got this side maybe pretty good, but I'll just run over it real quick just to make sure. I should finish that one, and now we'll move on to this one. Yeah, the other night when I was painting these, I would have painted both sides all at once, but unfortunately I underestimated the amount of paint that it would take to do this bed, and so I had to finish it today because I ran out of spray paint. Otherwise this project would probably be done, but it was okay because it was late and I needed to go to bed anyways. Now if I was smart, I probably would have painted this first, and then I could have done my touch-up on this. By the time I was done doing my touch-up on this would have been tacky enough to go ahead and put another coat on, but oh well. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I don't know if there was something wrong with the way that can first started, but there's definitely some light streaks there. I'm going to go over it again because it's not the same color of pink that it should be. There we go, that looks better. Let's see if it dries. I don't know, that's weird. I don't know why it had a white sheen there almost with that first coat. It's the same can, so it must have just been reacting. They said to wait 48 hours before you put additional coats on if you don't get your additional coats on within the first, what does it say, the first 2 hours. So this has been at least about 60 hours, so about 3 days. So should have been okay, but we'll see. We'll see. I just laid another thick coat there on it. We'll see how that holds up. Okay. Now, just as a side note, you can probably see, maybe you can see over here, I got the garage door open, and then right behind the camera here, I have another door open. So I'm getting a pretty good breeze coming through here. Even then, if I was smart, I'd have a dust mask on, but do recommend if you're doing a lot of spray paint that you wear a dust mask to keep the fumes out of your lungs and your nose as best as possible. I think I'm going to flip this over maybe and give it just one more coat on these rungs. They look like they might be able to benefit from another coat. That can's empty. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I'm getting that white sheen again. I don't know if it's just because of the way the paint's reacting with the previous coats of paint or what. But I'll recoat the whole thing, and that way if it doesn't have a sheen on it, at least it'll be even, right? I think it might be the way that top coat's reacting to the base coats underneath it. But like I said, the goal here is not to be perfect, it's just to be in that ballpark, hopefully. Good enough. This almost looks like it has a bit of a white sheen on it too, so maybe it's just the lighting in here too, I'm not sure. Okay. Now hopefully we can stick the last coat on this. These I've already put in the 2 or 3 hours that I was painting earlier this week. I probably already put 2 or 3 coats on it, but since it was being painted pink on top of that black paint, it did not stick very good, so hopefully tonight will be the last coat. And this is one of the green headboards. It turned out pretty good. Looks like I got a pink splotch there. But yeah, that green paint went on way easier than the pink paint did. Just I think because green's darker, obviously. Okay, I think that actually is probably going to work. It's not perfect. Right now it looks like there's some minorly splotchy stuff here. I think as the paint dries it'll even out some. Definitely got some major runs happening here. I laid it too thick along that top bar there at first. But if I had more time I'd let it cure, sand it, and then come back and paint again. But the way they were finished from the manufacturer, there's some holes here and some other stuff that shows through the paint anyways. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that, and call it the rustic look. I don't know. We'll see how it looks when it cures. Got some runs here from the other night. It's not perfect, but I think it'll work, hopefully good enough. So it appears that the 48 hours, or the 60 hours, I guess, the 60-hour wait time that I gave it was not ideal for the paint to cure. Not long enough for the paint to cure, even though the paint says 48 hours to apply additional coats, but I definitely got some orange peeling going on over here. In fact, it's even worse than orange peel. It's like bubbling up. So that's a shame, but that's all right. Like I said, it won't be perfect, and now it'll be down low where most people won't be able to see it anyways. I'm wondering if that white sheen is coming from. Looks like there's a pink film on there, which I'm not sure if that's coming from the spray that I just am doing, or if that's caused by something else. I guess I'll wipe it down just to be safe. It might just have something to do with the light that I got in here, because now that whole thing looks like it's covered with white sheen. I haven't even touched it with paint yet, so maybe it's just my lighting. I don't know. It's pink, right? Okay, I'm about out of paint. I got one more can left, so I'm probably gonna just see if I can make that work. It's not perfect, that's for sure, but perfection is the enemy of getting things done, right? Okay, now I need to finish up this mattress support. Unfortunately, it is missing several boards, but I went to the hardware store the other day, and these are not quite the same depths, but I think they will work. So, see if I can get them in there. Looks like I may have cut them. I had the hardware store cut them for me. I wonder, I told him the wrong measurement, or he cut them wrong. I don't know. They're a little bit long. Let me see if this other one's shorter. Okay, got them all just a little bit, just a fraction of an inch too long. So I'm going to see if I can shave off the ends a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I just took them to the saw there. I didn't measure how much to take off. I just kind of took a little bit more than a saw blade's width off. So I think, hey, look at that, pretty snug. They say measure twice, cut once. I guess I just cut once and got lucky. Now that we know those work, all I need to do is drill a little hole and set the screws. Normally I'd probably want to put a bigger screw than a 1-inch screw in, but the goal is kind of just to hold the pole from moving, so to hold the slat from sliding, so it doesn't really have to go in very solidly or deep. And it spun out, but that's okay. Like I said, the goal is just to go in far enough to hold the slat. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the distance there. Doesn't really need to be perfect. That one really didn't grab at all, so I'm gonna change my methods here. Looks like I got some 1 1/4 inch screws that are designed for hardy backer. Oh, why not? Let's give them a try. They look like they're a coarser grit than what I've been using too. So those other ones I think are drywall screws with a fine thread. These have a coarse thread, so that'll help out. Oh yeah, very nice. And I got some we got some other boards here that are pretty loose as well, so I may swap those screws out. Well, not as bad as I thought, just a couple were loose. I guess when it's loose on one side, it makes the whole thing feel loose. Should work nicely. Okay, I guess it was just a couple there. Well, like I said, not perfect, but it should keep the mattress from falling through, right? Okay. Much sturdier. Oh yeah, love it. Okay. Now let's paint this. It's gonna be a little tricky because I did not get the first coat on the inside of the boards here. I think I will start with that. Then we'll move to the outside. I'm not too worried about painting the slats either top or bottom because, top or bottom because this is gonna be the bottom bunk, so the slats will not be visible unless you're crawling into the bed. So likewise, I don't have to stress out too much about the insides here because the mattress will be hiding that. But whenever you change the sheets, you'll notice. I'll probably give it a coat at least, just to, as long as the paint holds out. This is my last can of paint, so I don't really want to go buy any more. So let's hope it lasts. Let's see how it goes. Well, it looks like I should have done a closer inspection at the store. I don't know if you can see or not, but it looks like the actual plastic part that extends into the can, it broke off at the level of the can. So I should have paid attention to that when the clerk dropped it at the store. I should have paid attention to that and got a new can, but I didn't, and this is my last can, so I guess I will see if I can make it work. Should be fun. Well, it's working. I don't know if you can see or not, but the button's really wobbly. But it's working. Well, we're almost out of paint. Hopefully this is going to be enough. It's looking good though. Out of paint! Okay, well I guess that's a wrap. I ran out of pink paint. I guess I should have bought one more can. That stuff's expensive though. It's like $5 a can. So I was trying to not buy any more than I had to, but I think we got the sides covered pretty good. These tops could be a little better. I wouldn't mind putting one more coat on them, but I think it'll be okay. And this one here looks pretty smooth. That one and that one have quite a bit of splotchiness on them still, but then I painted one of these backwards. I don't know if I'll need them though, so it doesn't matter. So we'll see how it goes. We will let these dry overnight, and should be dry enough for us to handle tomorrow. And tomorrow I hope to assemble the beds and see what they look like.
That's why it's green. right there, Dash. That is green. Oh.
Is that a hammer for Daddy?
Yep.
Don't touch the green thing.
I won't.
This is about $1. I think it's like $1.64 or $1.68 at Walmart. I ran out of that paint, so I had a can of this laying around. Rather than spend another hour or more going to Walmart getting some more paint, I decided to try this stuff. I don't know if they'll mix very well, but it's for the bottom of the top bunk bed, so hopefully it'll be all right. I think overall it's sticking pretty good. It's definitely, it looks like a slightly different color. We'll see how it dries. It might dry with a different haze or something to it since it's not the same paint. I don't know what chemicals they put in. But those boards were really dry, I guess, or something. They took a lot of paint, a whole can, and altogether this project's taken a lot of paint. I think if I was going to do it again, one thing I'd probably do is instead of getting spray paint, I thought, originally I thought, oh, this is just going to take a few cans of spray paint and I'll be good. I think I'm now well over 30 cans of spray paint on this project, so I think if I had to do it over again, I probably would have spent the money to just use regular paint and a brush, and would have been less toxic as far as the fumes go, and possibly would have saved me some money. But anyways, almost done, nearing the finish line here. Okay, here's a close-up shot of the brackets there. I'm gonna let those dry a little bit. I should have hung them in that U shape to begin with, because that would have saved me from having the string covering up a big splotch right there. But overall, this is not my goal here. Is not to have the perfect paint job in the world. It's basically to just get some fun green and pink colors going together here. So we'll see how it goes. This wooden slats here are definitely drying a slightly different color than that other can of paint, which is to be expected. I don't know if we can see it here in the camera. It does look like it has like a little bit of a white film on it. It's pretty humid. There's a better picture of it there maybe. It's pretty humid here in the garage, so I don't know if that's because of the humidity or if that's because I just mixed two different brands of paint, or maybe a little bit of both, who knows. But like I said, it's going to be on the bottom of the top bunk, so when you're laying on the bottom bunk, you'll look up and see it. But otherwise, it's pretty not visible, obviously, so I think it'll be fine. This is a look outside of our garage there. You can kind of see it's very wet and humid out tonight, but the temperature is cool and feels very good out here. All right, so I'm going to let this dry a little bit. Yeah, we're 2 hours into this project. We're actually more than that because it started outside when I was carrying Tiffany.
and short people problems.
We got it together over 3 hours later here, and we're still missing a bolt. And whoever had this before us, they didn't use them as bunk beds, so they never, I guess you have to drill a hole through here to attach this part. So, and we're missing a bolt for that, so I'm gonna have to go to the store and put a bolt. And it's almost 1 a.m., so we're gonna call it quits for the night and finish it next time.
Can I put it at the weather?
Yep.
Is the weather stable? Cool. I don't know. Yep, you can.
Hey, you.
Hi guys. Ooh, now I can finally touch my ceiling. Yeah. This is where I sleep, but I need a mattress.
You're on the mattress.
I know. I just need the mattress to put on it.
You need some sheets. Don't jump on the bed.
Yeah, I need sheet. Can I come down now? Okay.
Is that such an awesome bed?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you tell Daddy for making that for you?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Turn around, Dakota. Turn around.
See how Brother's doing it?
Go down backwards like brother.
There you go.
Cause you're almost there. You have one more step.
Yay! Good job!
You want to go 1, 2,